This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay McLovin here with Chris and OG Tony on the afternoon show. What a time to be alive. If you like today's comments and commentary, please give us a subscribe on YouTube for Gospel Sports Stream as well as the Sports Entertainment Network. Certainly would appreciate that. Without further ado, let's start out with some
Yeah, man, let's get started, man. That game was crazy Friday night. I had some concerns playing Oregon for the second time. I'm not going to lie. I thought we'd win, but I thought it was going to be a pretty good game. Within the first 7 seconds, IU got a touchdown off an interception TD. But Oregon came down, showed herself, got 7. I said, okay, maybe we got a game here. That was the end of the game. IU went off and didn't stop, man. They had Mendoza 17 of 20 for 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. IU won the game 56-22. Oregon got a late touchdown. IU just fantastic. I mean, 177 yards passing, 185 yards rushing. Just a fantastic game for them. Oregon ended up 285 passing, but they had 93 rushing. So they ended up getting some late stuff, garbage time stuff, but 3 turnovers that really killed them. But yeah, IU was dominant. Chris, your thoughts on the game?
Couldn't get off to a better start for sure with that D'Angelo Pons pick 6 first snap of the game. But no, I thought going in IU would win by around 10 points. I thought it was going to be a lot like the first game. I thought they would control most of the game like they did the first time. But no, they just ran Oregon right out of that building basically the same way they done Alabama. The score is a little closer to what that game really was because they got that last touchdown with like 20 seconds left in the game because that game was 56-15 until like 22 seconds. So, I mean, IU just done basically whatever they wanted. They didn't make – that's the thing. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And even this game, they did something they normally don't do. They did fumble the ball, but we was able to recover them. We usually don't even do that, so we almost did make a mistake, but we were able to get back on them. But no, Mendoza, 8 touchdowns and only 5 incompletions in the playoffs. Like
crazy.
Like, yeah, you can't play no better. Like the dudes are just throwing perfect pass after perfect pass. Like that touchdown he threw to Becker, like that ball was thrown perfect. I mean, Becker had to go up and get it, but it was where only his guy could get it. The back shoulder to Surratt is almost undefensible. They do that all the time, and nobody's been able to stop it. But no.
Say, Joe.
Another thing, I mean, I don't think people talk about the IU defense enough. How many touchdowns do you think the IU defense gave up this year in 15 games? They played 15 games now. IU's defense has only gave up 15 touchdowns all season.
That's good.
So like they're averaging a touchdown a game.
Yeah.
You're going to win a lot of damn football games if you know what I mean.
One thing real quick, Chris, I wanted to comment because I just thought of it, and we talked about it that night a little bit, that after we scored that touchdown, Oregon came down on that drive, and the defense was off. I mean, they caught – I know the one defensive player got hurt, so he was out on the back line with the defensive back, so they were off. But then like Signetti said that all 3 lines of defense were off on that drive. And he didn't know what was going on. They got it fixed. But, yeah, I mean, they were definitely miscombobulated. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, after that first drive, Oregon's offense couldn't do much. But yeah, that first drive, they responded, tied the game up. But then IU went on a real good drive, took the lead back, and then that's when the turnover started. And then boom, boom, boom. But then also, Deontay Moore of Oregon, he's only been sacked 14 times all year. 9 of them has been by IU. So I mean that just shows you like how their defensive line has been able to dominate Oregon's offensive line. But no, I mean IU looked like the best team in college football, like they have pretty much all season. And now you go into a game in Miami. I'll tell you another thing that was amazing is you had 90 to 95% of the fans in Atlanta were IU fans. I don't know if you watched the game, Jay, but I mean, all you saw was red. Like there was barely any green in that building. And I know the national championship game is in Miami, but I don't think Miami's going fan-wise going to have that much of a home field advantage fan-wise. It wouldn't surprise me if there's more IU fans there than Miami fans, even though the game is in Miami. For one, IU has the largest living alumni base there is. And for two, IU fans have been waiting on this their whole lives. IU alumni, people that graduated from IU, you've been waiting on this forever. You never thought you was going to see this. So all them people that traveled to California, then to Atlanta, they're going to be in Miami.
Yeah,
they're going to be a lot of. It's not going to be as big of a home field advantage as I think people think. But if IU plays like they've been playing all year, I don't see Miami beating them. I think IU's going to win this game. I really do.
Well, I know what Miami's got to do. If they're going to win, they've got to run the football, and they got to go after the quarterback. They got to put pressure. Iowa put pressure on our quarterback, and we struggled. If they can put pressure like Iowa did and control the line of they got to control the line of scrimmage. If Miami don't control the line of scrimmage, they're going to be in trouble.
Another thing Miami has to do, they got to play disciplined football, and that's something they don't do. They commit a lot of penalties, and they look. They left Ole Miss in that game the other day because of mistakes and penalties they were making. You do that against the IU team. Ask Alabama and Oregon what happened. I mean, boom, it can just flip on you, and all of a sudden it's out of control. I mean, honestly, that Oregon game was over before the second quarter started.
When it was 21-7.
Yeah, basically before the second quarter started, that game was over.
Once it got 21-7, I was pretty confident. Jay, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I was just looking up real quick. How many sacks did you guys have? Your defense have? Was it 3? Was it 3 sacks you had, or was it?
I think it was just 3.
Yeah, we only had 3 this game. Last time we played them, we had 6.
Yeah, I mean, man, look, I'll tell you a couple of things I learned after that game was over with. Number one, I feel like there was a lot of babies conceived in Indiana, either during or after that game was over. I think a lot of people were so happy. There's probably going to be a lot of babies. So in 9 months, I expect your hospital rooms to be filled with IU Oregon babies. I'm just saying. I'm just going to put that out there. Secondly, yeah, man. I've been telling you guys all along that y'all had the best damn team under the sun, that y'all had a great schedule.
I know you did.
I don't know why y'all Chris over there said we're probably gonna win by 10 because he ain't got no faith in his damn team. He ain't had no faith in his team all year damn long. I've been saying since day one that you fuckers were gonna go all the way. I don't know why this is a problem or why this is a surprise right now. I'm sorry, I didn't say none of that shit, but but I will tell you this, man. You guys went out there and just made Oregon your biatches. You really did. And Chris, let's be honest with you. You got the pick 6, 11 seconds into the first quarter. And I said to myself, I was like, oh, damn, it's going to be one of those games. And then Oregon comes back and immediately, gets the touchdown, right up there to answer it. But then when IU got the score after that, Chris, that's when the game was totally over with because they never looked back. Once they got that secondary score for IU, it was just them the rest of the way. And I think, Oregon in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth quarter, they tried to make a little bit of a whatever, but it just was nothing. There was nothing they could do. You guys are right, man. Your defense played well. Mendoza gave you, a very small amount of yards at 177, but he also gave you 5 damn touchdowns. So, even though the yards might not have indicated a great day, the damn touchdowns sure as hell did. And I think everybody was happy about that. Am I right?
He didn't have a lot of yards. One reason was because of our starting field position was so good. So it was. We didn't have to go on very many long drives. We went on that first drive was a long drive, but after that, we were with the block punt. You had the fumble. Like there was a lot of short drives.
And when you're rushing like you were.
The biggest takeaway I took away from this Indiana game in referencing to Indiana, what I think did so well and was really the catalyst for why you were able to dominate the way you were able to dominate, was the fact that on all 3 turnovers that they had, that Oregon gave you, you capitalized, and all 3 of those were turned into touchdowns. You had 21 points off of those 3 turnovers. The fact that you were able to capitalize on every single turnover, that to me really – more so than the 5 touchdowns by Mendoza, that 3 touchdowns that you guys were able to capitalize off of those 3 turnovers generated by your defense. Your defense gave them the ball and said, it's your turn. And the offense answered it and capitalized each and every one of those 3 times. And that for me was the catalyst in that game. Because it really was you had a good run game at 185. They didn't have no run game at 93 yards. I mean, I think they had I think it was like 9 yards on 17 carries for Oregon at the first half. I mean, they had nothing. Zero.
They ended up with 83 because they ended up with that like 65-yard run there toward the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the key for you guys was just your defense and your offense capitalizing off of those what the defense gave them, and you couldn't ask for a better game than that. Now, like you said, when you guys got to go up against Miami, it's another great very physical defense. I liked it at the end of that Miami game how Pat McAfee found a crystal ball in the end zone and kind of snuck up on him like, hey, we're coming after you. They kind of had a little thing. And then I thought that was pretty cool. And I think it's a great way to set up the game that you guys got coming up here next weekend.
Yeah. Well, that's Monday.
Monday. I apologize. Monday. You're right. They do that. Why do they put the national title game on a Monday? Why can't we do it on a Saturday or something?
NFL.
That's right. Fuck it, man. Yeah, I get that. That's right. That's a good point. Man, but damn, I wish they could have it on a weekend.
Yeah, no Monday Night Football that week. So
Yeah, you're right.
Well, guys, speaking of NFL, let's jump right into it. We'll start off with the first game that happened on Saturday. It was the Rams defeating Carolina 34-31. Fantastic football game. We had a lot of fantastic football games this weekend. Rams 411 total yards, 295 passing, 116 rushing, and a turnover. Carolina 31 points, 333 yards total, 250 yards passing. And the big key, these two here, only 83 yards rushing and 2 turnovers. I think the 2 turnovers really hurt them, and not being able to rush the football a little bit better. Great game. Very enjoyable to watch. Rams pulled it out. I thought Carolina did pretty good showing. I know it was at home, but not too many people thought Carolina would win this game. And there in the last few minutes, probably a lot of people thought Carolina was going to pull it out. So great game. Jay, your thoughts on this football game?
Yeah, I thought Carolina did I always figured the Rams were going to win it. But, I mean, what Carolina did to keep it that close shows you that this program is not there yet, but don't discount, because I think this program is taking steps to get where they need to go. And I think this was a good step for them. Even though they didn't get a win, the fact that they kept it as close as they did and put up a pretty good fight, I thought showed that they are heading in the right direction. At some point, they'll get where they need to go. I'll tell you this, though. I think Stafford definitely locked up that MVP award. Even though I know it's not it's a regular season, not a playoff award, I still feel like voters still look at these playoffs and subconsciously in their mind, I think,
votes are already turned in.
Oh, they're already turned in? Okay, well, either way, I just felt like, Stafford, he had a great game. Three touches, 1 pick. I mean, against the Carolina defense, which is really a good defense, I thought they did really well. I thought they did a great job on the Rams side of not letting the Panthers kill them on the run. That was a huge thing. I thought Colby Parkinson's late touchdown grab was nice. I thought it was amazing. And I liked it when Devontae Adams said, when they were getting ready to go out there for that game-winning drive, that Stafford looked at Davante Adams and said, basically, let's go take their hearts. And Davante's like, that's so cold, but I like it so much. He had a big smile on his face, and he went out there and he snatched their hearts out right from underneath them and pretty much ended anything that the Canales they were going to try to do. I just thought that was freaking awesome. On the Panther side, I thought Young did a great job. His first playoff game, 264 and a touch. I mean, that shows you how much Young has grown since he first took over as Carolina. Because when he first took over as Carolina, I thought this is going to be another Johnny Manziel, all hype and just nothing on the NFL level. But he has certainly proved me wrong in this game. That Isaiah Simmons blocked on the Rams put to set that Coker touchdown. I thought the Panthers special teams did a really good job, which again, amazing. I thought Jimmy Horn's drop fourth down pass hurt them. And if you look at the fourth downs for Carolina, they were 0 for 3. They just couldn't get the job done ultimately, but they only lost by 3. And at the end of the day, I saw a lot out of this team that has convinced me that they are on the right track. And as they continue to grow at this rate, they're going to be a team at some point to be reckoned with, as long as they can bar injuries and things like that.
Yeah. Chris, your take on the game?
Yeah, Rams done what you have to do in the playoffs, find a way to win when you didn't play your best game. And Panthers, in a way, to me, kind of let this game get away from them. This game, they really had opportunities to win, especially with the Rams special teams hurting the Rams again, giving up that block punt, and then you had the interceptions by Stafford. I mean, Carolina had chances. A couple drops killed them on the offensive side, where they might have been able to get some points, and receivers dropped a couple passes. But yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Real entertaining game to watch. I thought it would be a close game. I mean, we'd seen the Panthers beat the Rams earlier in the year. But both offenses, I mean, had good days. Both offenses averaged over 5 yards per play. So both offenses was able to move the ball. And if you just said that Carolina didn't have a great day running the ball, but was still going to be in that game, I'd have told you it was crazy. So
Me too. Me too.
Had a good game. Threw for they had 250 yards in passing. So like it wasn't their passing game. They just a few mistakes. I mean, they were 4-4 in the red zone. It was just mistakes. And really for the Rams, if you take care of your penalties, and you had 9 penalties for almost 100 yards, that killed you. Special teams mistake. Like the Rams really, if not for some of their mistakes, could have been in control of that game. But you got to win games like that if you want to go on a deep playoff run.
I got a question for you real quick before you go on to the next one, or before it goes back to Tony. My question for you, Gonzo, is now you were heavily favored on the Rams, and the Rams are still in it, by the way. But for those that are just tuning in, but you were pretty heavily on the Rams to go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. Was there a point in that Carolina game? Because I know I thought that there was a point in that game where I thought Carolina could actually win this game. Was there a point where you felt like Carolina was going to win it, or did you feel like, we still got this? No, it's still good. Like, did it make you nervous at all on that prediction?
I got maybe a little nervous when they got the block, but when Stafford got the ball back with a chance to go down the field, I felt like the Rams was going to win that game. Just the way he's been playing all year.
He had the Rams beaten by 20. Hell, you're a lot closer than what Gonzo was there, Joe.
I thought it was going to be a close game. I really did. I thought Rams would win, but I thought it was going to be a close game because, hey, Panthers aren't a bad team. They played a lot of. They beat the Rams earlier in the year.
Yeah, that's true.
And they played some other teams real tough. So they're not the Rams. The Panthers are on. They're improving.
Hey, what's going on, Bo? Appreciate you tuning in, Bo. Yeah, it was crazy. It was freaking crazy.
Let's move on to another crazy game. The Chicago Bears coming back and defeating Green Bay 31-27. Chicago was down 21-3 at half, down over 20 points in the fourth quarter, and they come back again. I think there's 6 or 7 comeback win this season like that. 445 total yards offense for Chicago, 352 passing, 93 rushing. Did have 2 turnovers. Green Bay had 421 total yards of offense, 322 passing, and 99 rushing. Guys, a really good game. Again, Chicago pulled it out. I know a lot of Green Bay fans are upset. A lot of Chicago fans happy. So, Chris, your take on this Chicago game?
I think this game, if you're a Packers fan, I think this game is on Matt LaFleur. There's no way you should. If you look at this, Packers shouldn't have lost this game. They outplayed the Bears for, well, at least a half. But in my opinion, what happened was the Green Bay Packers came out and played not to lose in that second half. They didn't play aggressive like they did in the first half. In that second half, they came out in that second half, played not to lose, and was trying to run the clock out instead of keeping their foot on their neck and trying to put the game away. And they let them hang around. Bears make a couple big plays. Boom! Now you've lost the momentum, and then you get Soldier Field there in Chicago going crazy again. They had that crowd silent. They had control of the game, and to me, they let up in that second half and played not to lose instead of playing to win.
Yeah, prevent kills you every time. Prevent defense. You got
to give the Bears some credit, though. I mean, they made plays. They made some plays when they had to, but yeah, to me, Matt LaFleur, this loss was on him. You have to keep your foot on their neck. I mean, just we saw with IU on Friday night. Like you don't let up. You got to keep going. I know there was people that said, they should have took Mendoza out. They should have put in. I understand that in a way once you got up to a certain point, but you also you keep attacking. Like that's the name of the game. So yeah, I think the Packers quit playing to win in that second half, and the Bears, credit to them for taking advantage of it.
Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, you can only do Cardiac Kids 2.0 before Murphy's Law catches up to you, and I think that's what ultimately will do the Bears in as they go through the higher level teams. But at the end of the day, though, they got the win today, and I think this is one of those games where you can see the absence of Micah Parsons not being there, because I think if Micah would have been there, I don't think they would have gone totally prevent. I think Micah would have still kept some of that pressure on them. And I think that's kind of where they're missing Micah Parsons right now. But yeah, I agree with you. They definitely let up off the pressure, went prevent. And the last time we saw somebody do something like that cost them really big was in the Super Bowl again when the Atlanta Falcons were playing the New England Patriots. They had them. They had all the pressure. They were keeping Brady out of rhythm. And then that second half rolls around. They take the pressure off. They go more prevent, try to protect the lead. And ultimately, Brady picked them apart. And I think that's exactly something similar to that, which would happen in this game here, where you let up off and then they came back on you. You cannot let Caleb Williams get you. You cannot let him get comfortable back there. Colston Loveland had a monster game. I think he had like 137 yards on 8 carries. I thought he was one of the big ones for them. Chicago special teams. Was it Duvernay? I thought he had an amazing game for them. With the amount of yardage that he was gaining on those punt returns was ridiculous. I think he had like 64 yards, I think, something like that, returning on like three returns. It's like, 30 yards, or I think like almost 30 yards of return. I mean, it was incredible to watch him do that. And I liked how in the game they panned over to Devin Hester, who was in the game, who was another great returner for Chicago. He had to love seeing Chicago have that great return game that they had. At the end of the day, though, man, 21-3, Green Bay at half. I mean, I felt like at halftime, I thought Green Bay was going to take this. I really didn't think that Chicago was going to mount that type of fourth quarter. I think it was like 25-6 is what that score in the fourth quarter was. That's crazy. Yeah. I had flashbacks to Denver when they let the Giants have that big fourth quarter on them. That's the first thing I thought about. But ultimately, good game by the Bears. They got the win over the Packers. Divisional game, those are always tough. And I'm curious to see. I forget who are they matching? Is it the 49ers? Is that who they got next?
We'll play the Rams.
They got Chicago. The Rams.
So
they got a great defense there, and I don't know if they're going to be quite as generous on that prevent like Chicago was. I think they're going to be more aggressive, so they're going to have to deal with that.
Yep, guys. Next game up. Another great game. Buffalo defeating Jacksonville 27-24. Buffalo 340 total yards, excuse me, of offense, 261 passing, 79 rushing, and a turnover. Jacksonville 359 total yards, 205 passing, 154 yards rushing, 2 turnovers kind of hurt them. If you'd have told me Buffalo was only going to rush for 79 yards and was going to still win this game, I would probably been just a little bit of surprise. But again, Chris talked about their quarterback, man, and they won this game because of the quarterback. He showed up and showed out when he needed to. I think Jacksonville kind of outplayed him a big part of this game. Jacksonville 154 yards rushing, did their job there. Had the time of possession. Big win for Buffalo, and Buffalo is going to move on and see if they can try to get their way into the AFC Championship game. Jay, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Bills and Jags. Jeez. Duval. Almost got it done. Almost got it done, man. This game was put on Josh Allen's shoulders, and he didn't disappoint. Allen carried the Bills to their first road playoff victory in 33 damn years. Damn, the last time I heard something that damn long was the Cowboys' drought to the Super Bowl. So that just shows you how long it's been for them to get a road victory. Bills had the time of possession at 33 minutes, almost 34 minutes, and Jags had it for just a little over 26. So the Bills definitely did a good job of trying to keep Trevor Lawrence on the sidelines as much as possible. I thought he had a good game. Josh Allen, 28 for 35, 273 and a touch, and then he rushed it 11 times, 33 for 2 touchdowns, which ultimately really, like I said, he put this on his shoulders. The defense gave him 2 interceptions and a sack, which, was great. Trevor Lawrence, he didn't have such a good game. He went 18 for 30, 207, 3 touches and 2 picks. So, Trevor has a lot of work to do getting ready for next season to try to improve on that. I thought they were going to do a much better job at running the ball on that porous run defense of Buffalo, and they just did not quite accomplish that. And I think if they would have been able to accomplish that run game a little bit better versus the Bills, they could have ate into that time of possession off of them, which ultimately could have turned into some more points or lack of points for them, which they only won by 3. So that could have been the difference right there. So, I just I was surprised that Jacksonville, like I said, didn't run it more. I just felt like that. I felt like that was the biggest key for me as to why Jacksonville didn't get that win, was just they didn't run the ball nearly enough.
You think the attempts? They didn't have enough attempts?
Yeah, they didn't have enough attempts. I mean, again, that was one of the biggest weaknesses, because Ed Oliver's on the IR. That was one of the biggest weaknesses. I would have liked to see him exploit that run game.
They ran for 154 yards.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good day of rushing.
I think, I see what you're saying. ETN, what was his yardage? I did not write that down. I did not write that stat down. What was his yardage when he ran that in his attempts?
Yeah, 10 carries for 67 yards.
Okay, so that would have put him at right about, what, 6 yards?
6.7.
Okay, so 6.7 yards. And how many carries he said he got?
Only 10.
Okay, that's my point. Why didn't you if you're running at 6 yards a carry, why would you not run the ball more if you're getting 6 yards a carry?
They ran the ball 23 times total.
No, but I'm saying, but why didn't they give him the ball more? Is what I'm saying. If he's running the ball
because they gave it to Tune or Tatum, how you pronounce his name, because he had 4 carries for 51 yards.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence had carries 5 carries for 31 yards. Like everybody that carried the ball was running good.
So I think Jay, maybe, I see what you're saying. 154 yards is good. I think maybe Jay's trying to say maybe they should have ran the ball about 30 times.
Yeah, I get what. Yeah, and Etienne also had 5 catches for 50 yards as well.
Yeah. I guess my point is, and I understand what you're absolutely right, guys. I'm not saying it's not that they didn't have. They thought they weren't. In fact, that kind of is my point. They were running the ball effective. The problem is like Chris said, or like Tony said, if you could have run 30 more times, you could have ate into that time of possession. Because I felt like the biggest thing that killed them was Josh Allen being on the field. If you could run the ball and keep him off the field even a few more minutes longer, whatever, I don't, you know what I'm saying. But again, At the end of the day, I got to say about Jacksonville, I still love this. I love what they're doing on this team. Again, like Carolina, what Canales is doing and what Cohen is doing with these two teams and what Vrabel is doing. I mean, we're seeing some coaches really having a lot of success with teams that haven't had success. So that kind of shows what the next crop of teams I feel like coming up the pipeline are going to be.
Yep. Yeah, Carolina's ahead of schedule. Jacksonville, I think, is ahead of schedule. I think the Bears are ahead of schedule.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I agree. Chris, your thoughts on the game?
It was a good game. Jacksonville had chances to win it. The turnovers hurt them. I know they ended up getting Buffalo had one, so you only had one more turnover. But I mean, in the playoffs, especially playing against Josh Allen led team, mistakes are going to come back to kill you. So them two turnovers really hurt them. To me, the difference in the game was Josh Allen and then also Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks had a hell of a game for Buffalo. He was that receiver that they needed the receiver to step up with the one guy Palmer being out, and Cooks stepped up big time for Buffalo. He with some big plays at big times. So, but yeah, Josh Allen. I mean, with what he done running the ball, he was taking it. That dude was banged up. He was taking a beating, but that game went a lot like I thought it was going to go. I mean, that game went exactly pretty much what I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a real close game, but I thought the reason I took Buffalo was I thought Josh Allen would turn into Superman and kind of carry him to a victory, and that's pretty much what happened.
It was interesting to see Cole Bishop. I mean, he really put that dagger in on that last drive. I thought maybe Jacksonville might have a shot at being able to either tie it up or get the win, but that Cole Bishop interception just took everything out from underneath them.
The other big thing was Jacksonville's kicker missing that field goal. I mean,
that's another one.
That was big. That really killed him. I mean, it really did. Other thing, Buffalo lost another receiver, Davis, and he looked like looked to me like he's going to be done for the year. So we'll see how that pans out for Buffalo. But yeah, Cooks was big for them in that game. Guys, let's move on to the next one. This was another good game to watch. San Francisco pulling it out over Philadelphia 23-19. A lot of upset Philadelphia fans. You could tell by the boos at the end of the game. 361 total yards of offense for San Francisco, 286 passing, only 75 rushing, and 2 turnovers. Philadelphia 307 total yards, 167 passing, 140 yards rushing. So they rushed the ball, had the ball for over 35 minutes. But one thing I thought it kind of killed them. I know it was only 7 penalties for 48 yards, but I think San Francisco only had like 1 penalty for like 10 or 15 yards. So I think the penalties kind of hurt at the wrong time. And the other thing to me, man, Christian McCaffrey. I know Purdy stepped up and made some plays, but he had a couple of turnovers too. But McCaffrey, man, and when they needed him, he was there. He stepped up. So a big win for San Francisco. Chris, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big win for San Francisco. Eagles should have won this game. I mean, if you look at this, I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched it, but
yep.
And part of the problem is everybody wants to say, "Oh, it's the offensive play calling. It's this, it's that." No, it's their stars have to step up and make fucking plays. AJ Brown with a big drop there at the end of that game. What perfect throw by Hurts, chance to win the game. Boom. There was a lot of drops. A lot of drops that really hurt that Philadelphia offense in that game yesterday, where Philadelphia could have won that game. San Francisco was struggling offensively a lot of that game. Yep. I mean, hell, they had to pull out a damn Jawan Jennings pass to try to get offense at one point in that game. They lost Kittle right at the beginning. Purdy toward the end of the game got in a good rhythm and made some plays. But at the beginning of the game, I mean, seemed like they were losing guys. Philadelphia just didn't take advantage of their opportunities. And then a lot of drops by their supposed to be their star guys that really hurt them in this game.
I think that
you got to give the 49ers a lot of credit, though. I mean, everything that they went through this year, the players they've lost to almost be the number 1 seed, but you end up losing that game, and then you bounce back and are able to advance in the playoffs and get another chance to play Seattle next week. So that's going to be a fun game to watch. Get to see it for the third time. But yeah, the Eagles had a lot of chances to win this game and just came up short.
Yeah, real quick before you go, Jay, I wanted to chime in on the offensive coordinator. That's all I hear about the offensive coordinator, guys. And I understand that they had an offensive coordinator that was really good. Everything went well last year, and they won the championship. So of course, if somebody comes in and don't do as well, they're going to get a lot of blame. So I understand that, but I think he's getting too much blame. Players got to make plays. You know, you got to make plays, and the receiving corps for Philadelphia has cried all year long. There was times they didn't want to run the football, so they didn't run the football. I can remember a 2-game span where Barkley only got maybe 15 or 16 carries in 2 games. You know, because you guys remember about me bitching about that. We talked about that. Why would you do that? I mean, you got arguably the best running back in football. I mean, it's arguable. You know, you could argue, but he's definitely one of the best. And you only give him the ball in 2 games like 15, 16 times. To me, the damn coach and anybody making that decision should be fired. Who's ever coming up with that idea? But it's, Brown. I think Brown's done. I think Brown's gone. I think he don't want to be there. I think that's part of the problem with him. I don't think he wants to be there. So we'll see how that turns out. Jay, your take on the game.
Me. Fly, eagle, fly, on to once and done. Couldn't get the job done. Now you're on the couch, my son. What a time to be alive. Let's go. Damn it, I've been waiting for this day all day. I sang that same song to Philly sports guy, and he was not happy. He was a little upset about it, but he was joking. He was good with it. But no, hey man, look, I think it's not going to be the right thing to do. Gonzo had it right. It's not the coach's fault. It's the players' lack of execution. And I hate to say it, but I think Sirianni and the Eagle staff could possibly make Petula the casualty of war and get fired. I'm not saying it's going to, but I can see that possibly happen. It's not going to be his fault. It's the player's fault. But I think sometimes in this business, people get the axe even when they shouldn't get the axe. And that's just the way sometimes it goes. I hope it does. I hope he stays on, though, with those guys. 49ers, man, geez. That I'll tell you, man, that Josh Jennings to McCaffrey, even though it was the ugliest pass I've ever seen, it got him 6 points. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, couldn't ask for it. And I got to tell you, if you watch Juwan Jennings, I think it was at the second or third, maybe even the 4th play of that first opening drive, or maybe it was the second drive. Did you see the part where he got pissed off because they couldn't get on the same page about where they were supposed to line up? And then they called the timeout, and you can see he was visually pissed the hell off. And it seems like right after that drive, that offense kind of snapped into rhythm. And I think Jennings, as animated as he was, as passionate as he was, I think he really sparked that offense to a certain degree. His energy was off the chain. Vice versa, and he did it in a positive way. Vice versa, you got AJ Brown in Sirianni's ear to the point where security has to come and get him off of Sirianni's back. Yeah, he's done because that level of toxicity can't go on any longer. It's not like this is the first time that he's caused issues within that team. This has been going on for several years now. And it's just, I think it's all come to a head. And Tony, I think when you're winning, and as long as you're winning, they'll overlook it. But when you're not winning, they're going to look at it as toxic, and that probably will be the end for him. And I think he's got a year. I don't think he's done. They may trade him. I would have to imagine trade him for picks, whatever the case is. But Hurts, he had a modest day, 168 and a touch. Barkley, I thought he was a star of that team at 26 for 163 catches, 25. I think he was a star. Philly's defense, I thought Mitchell did a good job with those interceptions that resulted, but it only resulted in 3 points, and that's the problem. Unlike the other game we talked about, where the defense gave them the ball, but then I think it was the IU game where they gave them the ball, and then those 3 turnovers. This team could not convert off of those 2. They only got 3 points off of 2 turnovers, and that was an issue. So the Eagles, I feel like Philly's team was there. They were present. They did their job, but that offense just completely screwed the pooch. And I think that's what the fact that they couldn't get in rhythm, the fact they weren't on the same page, the fact that you got Anthony Brown over there just going crazy on them, that doesn't help. And it didn't help them. And ultimately, they got their butts kicked 23-19, and they are defending.
Well,
What a time to be
We're
alive.
going to definitely have a new Super Bowl champ this year. One thing, real quick, I want to go back and talk about that play. He was talking about Jennings throwing that catch by McCaffrey was outstanding. That was not an easy play. That was not an easy catch to make. That's not. I mean, you're looking for the ball, and it was wide open though. But
and it wasn't a tight spiral, so the ball was doing like this coming into him.
Yeah. So it was just McCaffrey's one of my favorite players to watch. I mean, I'm not necessarily a San Francisco fan, but I found out just this weekend. I didn't know this. Chris, did you know that your uncle Steve's a San Francisco 49er fan? I didn't know that. I think he's one of those bounce around, you know. He's been a Dodgers fan for a long time.
Basically said he was like, oh, he's a 49er fan?
No, I didn't have no idea that he was a 49er fan until just this past Friday or something he was talking about. Brother was saying, yeah, bouncing around, like, you know. But yeah, but I do know some 49er fans. We know one guy who's been a 49er fan forever. Great game to watch, guys. Now let's go to the next game. Not such a great game to watch. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's pretty boring. I got bored with it and turned it off and went back to it late in the fourth quarter. The early third quarter, I just got bored, and the game was still tight, but I just got bored. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was a boring game to watch. New England winning 16-3. Big win for them. They're moving on, having a great year so far. 381 yards total offense, 235 pass. Great game rushing, 146 rushing. They did get sacked 5 times, guys. That's still a little concern for me. And they had 2 turnovers. The Chargers only had 3 points, of course, 207 total yards. New England's defense was awesome. 120 yards passing, 87 rushing. They give up 6 sacks themselves and only 1 turnover. Jay, what you kind of said about not being able to turn turnovers into points. I mean, New England turned the ball over twice to the Chargers and they couldn't capitalize. Chargers had many chances in this game to have maybe a chance to win this game or at least be a lot closer than what they were. New England kind of took over a little bit in the fourth quarter. New England's playing well, guys. Not going to be an easy out, I don't think. Their defense really looked good. The offense didn't look great, but the defense looked really good. I thought the quarterback picked it up in the second half some. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, New England's defense won them the game. That's the best I've seen New England's defense play all season. They beat the hell out of Justin Herbert all night. Chargers offensive line didn't have no answer, and one of the weaknesses of the Patriots defense has been their pass rush getting home, and their pass rush last night was pretty damn good. They had Herbert, like I said, they had that dude beat the hell up all night. He didn't have. He was never comfortable back there. Even when they didn't get pressure, he was never comfortable because of how much pressure they had got. And I also think that I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan, and I actually picked the Chargers to win that game. I thought it was going to be a real close game, and it looked like that for a long time. But I think Jim Harbaugh fucked up in the first quarter. Your first possession, you get down there, it's 4th and 3 or whatever. You're on the 5. Take the damn points. Yep. You get the 3 points, you have momentum. You go for it, don't get it. That gives all the momentum to the other team, wakes up the damn home crowd. Like, take your 3 points, especially in a game that could be a low scoring game. Because the Chargers have a good defense. So they shut down that New England offense most of that game. Like you said, that there in the second half, Drake may start having a little more. But yeah, I thought that was a bad decision there to pass up a chance for points. But no, you got to give credit to New England's defense, especially their line, because Herbert wasn't comfortable all night. To me, that was a difference in the game.
One thing that hurt the Chargers too, and it's not an excuse, but it's a fact that their main running back tried to go, and after like 1 or 2 plays, he never seen the field again. Their main running back. So they had to go with the other guy, and he did okay. I mean, I'm not saying it still may not make a difference. You never know, but that didn't help things for the Chargers. Chargers had some injuries on the offensive line too, but hey, that don't take away. Chargers defense played great. You only give up 16 points, you should have a chance to win that game. Your offense got to put more up 3 points. New England's defense played fantastic. Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, like you guys said, man, this game is all about defense, man. I mean, 0 for 5. Both teams are 0 for 5 in the red zone. Now, they did get the one touchdown to Hunter Henry. That was a lone touchdown of the game. The rest of it is just all straight field goals. But, yeah, the Patriots defense was the hero in this game. Like you said, 6 sacks, 11 quarterback hits. I got to tell you, if I'm Jim Harbaugh, the first thing I'm going to do in this whole season is beef up my damn offensive line because Herbert's already come to a broken hand because of it. You know,
they done that last year, but the problem is the guys that they brought it, the guy, are hurt. Like you lost your you lost your best guy all for the season. It's just like fuck.
What is it about I almost call him San Diego. What is it about the Chargers, LA Chargers? I'm starting to say LA Chargers. But what is it about this Chargers team that can never stay healthy? I swear. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the Chargers organization, but it just seems like every damn player that goes there that's good winds up getting injured all the time. Like they cannot keep their stars healthy for anything. It's I don't know what kind of curse they put on that team, but it's crazy. But yeah, they definitely, that offensive line is still what is killing them. And New England, they killed them on all the yardage categories. 381, 207 all-purpose yards. New England led it over them. New England ran the ball better at 146 to 87. Ramondre Stevenson, you're right. Trayvon Henderson didn't really do much, but Ramondre stepped up and carried the load for him and did a great job. May, okay performance, 268, 1-1, and 5 sacks, 1 fumble lost. So for his first playoff game, it could have been better, but it could have been worse too. I think he did it just enough to get past his Chargers team. But like you said, he's got to do a better job. That offensive line for New England has to do a better job as they go against some of the tougher competition. But I tell you, San Diego's defense, I thought, did a great job for the most part, keeping them in that. I loved the end of that where Milton Williams, when the game was over with, runs up to Vrabel, headbutts him, and gives him a bloody lip. I'm like, that is awesome. But you know what, though? That shows me that this culture that Vrabel has done, the fact that he greets all the players and high fives them and touches every last one of them coming through the tunnel, keeps them happy, keeps them motivated. That culture is what makes winners. And I mean, as long as they keep that kind of culture, this team can go far because I love that fun organization. When you have fun ball and when everybody's fun playing football, great things are going to happen. And that culture is great. It's infectious over there right now.
I agree. And that's the
thing.
I
can't stand New England.
Whoever made that decision in Tennessee that Grable needed to go needs to be punched in the face. Need to be punched right in the face.
I
because
agree.
That could be Tennessee right now with all the picks and all the stuff they've had. They could have turned things around if Grable was there. I really believe that. And if they would have listened to Grable. Now, that's the other thing. You got to listen to Grable and you got to have the right general manager, which I don't think they do. I don't know who's there now, but the ownership and everything just screwed the pooch on that. But, guys, let's move on. Monday Night Football, big playoff game tonight. Houston goes to Pittsburgh. I'm looking forward to this game. Chris, who you got in this one? I think I know, but who you liking?
I think it's going to be a real close game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. But yeah, I like, just like I said Friday, I like Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm staying with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Steelers are good on Monday nights at home.
No, that's what you've said.
And I trust Aaron Rodgers to make a big play a little more than I do C.J. Stroud, and because I think both these defenses are good. I think it's going to be a defensive battle, and I think it's going to come down to a big play. And I think Rodgers is going to hit Metcalf on a big man-to-man play, and that's going to be the difference of the game. But
what kind of score? What kind of score?
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans won either. Texans are a good team, but yeah, I just have a feeling that Pittsburgh's going to get the win tonight.
What kind of score you think?
I think it's going to be 23-20. I think it's going to be a pretty low scoring game. I don't think either one of these offenses are going to score a bunch.
Yeah, it's a toss up for me. It really is. Normally, I give the toss up to the home team. I just like Houston's defense a little better. The wind's going to be about 18, 20 miles an hour and swirling. That could cause problems in the kicking game. Could cause problems in the passing game. Give a little bit of edge Pittsburgh at the running backs. They got two of them there. Houston's running back situations got better the second half of the season, so they've done better there. I'm just going strictly on Houston's defense. I think it's a better defense than Pittsburgh, more consistent. I'm going Houston to win the game 20-17. Jay.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a defensive game, and I think that's where Houston owns the defense. Not to say that the Steelers don't have a good D; they have a good D, but I don't think they're anywhere near what Houston has. And it's going for me. This game is going to be a battle of the trenches. It's going to be who can keep their quarterbacks the cleanest without pressures and things like that. And the one thing I love about Houston is they have a very mobile quarterback that can make plays on the run. And that's something that the Steelers and a 42-year-old Rodgers don't have. I'm not saying that Rodgers can't make plays, but I do think that C.J. Stroud is a more athletic version. And I just think that Nico Collins is a much better wide receiver than what DK Metcalf is. And I think DK sometimes can disappear on you, and sometimes he can reappear on you. So I don't know what version of DK is going to be out there. So I think DK can be a liability or he can be an asset. It just depends on how he plays. I think Nico's going to go out there. Schultz is going to go out there. They're going to play a good game. So I think offensively we can compete with them very well. And I think defensively they can compete with them very, very well. So I think this is going to go to Houston. I think it'll be a close game because it is in Pittsburgh. But I think Houston's going to take this just based on their athleticism alone.
Yeah, I think the big keys for both teams is offensive line play.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big key. And the other thing I will say, even though I do believe Houston's a better defense, at times, Pittsburgh can get on a roll and can be phenomenal. If you let that defense get going, I've seen them take over games. So they got to keep an eye. Houston's got to keep an eye on that and can't let them take over a game. I do agree with Chris. I think they will take 3 or 4 deep shots to Metcalf during this game, at least 2 or 3, maybe 4. Now whether they connect or not, I don't know. But I think they will try to hit him for some big plays. I'll tell you one thing.
I think that the key matchup for me is going to be because I would imagine that Houston is going to put Stingley, which is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They're going to put him on Metcalf, and I think he'll do a great job guarding Metcalf. So I think the matchup for me is going to be who is going to guard Valdez-Scantling, because I know Valdez-Scantling can have big plays based off of that. So I don't know. For me, the one I'm watching is Valdez-Scantling and who's going to cover him and how he does.
Yeah,
we'll see. It should be a good game. I think tonight's going to be a good game, honestly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No, Monday Night Raw's on right now, and I'm kind of keep an eye on it.
I think the other big weapon for Pittsburgh is going to be Gainwell.
Yeah, I can see that because he can catch the ball out of the backfield really nice.
Yeah, him and Warren both can, but Gainwell's really has come on the second half of the season. Guys, let's switch over to just a little baseball real quick. Chicago Cubs. I'm going to ask you guys, is this a big deal? I don't know. I know who Bregman is, and I know he's had some good seasons. But, guys, I'm not trying to be critical, but he got $175 million, 5-year deal, no trade clause. He batted .273, and he was injured a little bit last year. He batted .273, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs, 118 hits. But when I go down and look at some of his best season he ever had was .296. Then a .286. I think he had 100 RBIs once. I don't know. I think when I think of a guy that should be making this kind of money, and maybe it's just me, I'm old and kind of set in my ways, that I think you should be batting a little bit closer to 300, maybe definitely 100 RBIs or over, and definitely over 25 home runs. That's just what I think when I'm thinking of a guy that's a hitter type thing. That's just me. Now, Jay, I'm going to go to you first because you know Bregman. He played a long time for Houston. Do you think this is a good deal for the Cubs? And do you think this can help the Cubs, let's say World Series, let's say win the division? Can this put them over the top and beat Milwaukee and maybe get the division?
I think that's a good possibility. The one thing about Bregman is, he's still young enough. He could play that third base, and, that's where he's always played at. But he's a very strong defensive arm, right? We all know what he could do defensively at that third base spot, right? I mean, he owns a third base spot. And as far as hitting goes, At league average 245. He's probably hitting around 260. So he's about 20% above average as a hitter. His WAR rate and his leadership, those are things that I think that's what they're looking at. His win above replacement, as well as his leadership. I mean, leadership is a hard thing to find. If you can find a good leader in the locker room, that could pay dividends. I think he's worth the $35 million. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, honestly, to get them to the World Series. I think they have other things they need to do, but it definitely will show up them defensively. I mean, he'll be great at turning double plays, all that stuff. I mean, he's good at that kind of stuff, So I think he'll pay dividends for them. My question for them is, are they going to keep Kyle Tucker? Because I think that's a big piece to them being able to win the division, is they're going to have to keep Kyle Tucker there. And if you got Kyle Tucker in the outfield and you got Bregman at third base, I mean, those are really two good bats, two good defensive players, and in your lineup. So he'll help them, no doubt. Absolutely will help them.
Okay. Chris, your thoughts on the Cubs deal? Do you think this puts them over the top? Can they overtake Milwaukee in the division and maybe go further? What's your take on this trade? Or not trade, excuse me, pickup?
I think it'll help them. I don't think it makes them the favorites to win the division. I don't think it makes them the favorite to win the World Series out of the National League. I mean, you still have the Dodgers, you still have the Phillies, like you still have all these other teams that were good, that are still going to be good, just as good or better this year as well. I do think they're, to me, overpaying for them a little bit. I do want to hear everybody to quit bitching about the Dodgers deferring money, because the Cubs is deferring most of this contract as well, so it ain't just the Dodgers that are doing it. So if we're going to bitch and moan about the Dodgers deferring money, I want to hear the same when you have the same energy with the Cubs doing it. 70 something million this contract is deferred. So like it ain't like there's just one team in baseball that's deferring money. And I'm not even a Dodgers fan, but I'm just tired of hearing everybody whine about it. But yeah, I think it helps, but to me, I don't think it takes them over the top.
Yeah, I agree with you on the deferring money. It is what it is, as long as they're going to let teams do it. I can't stand for a guy to complain, well, the Dodgers are deferring money, but your team's not deferring money, but they still spent $300 million last year. When a small market team is barely spending $103 million. So I don't want to hear it. That's just me. So yeah, I think it's an interesting trade. I still think Milwaukee's a better team, and it kills me to say that. I'm hoping the Reds can get up there, but they didn't make a lot of moves. So the thing is, for the Cubs, for the Reds, is they got to see if they can meet their potential. Some of them players can meet their potential. And
hey, Chris, one other category of note is, now this goes to your credit about Bregman. Is it good or is he worth it? His on-base percentage last year was only .360, which is really not good. I mean, that's not a good OPS. That's below the league average. So if there was a knock on Bregman, it's just his ability to get on base or lack thereof.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, that's all I have today. Real quick, I want to give everybody a heads up. Tomorrow night, man, join us at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Excuse me, having a little trouble with my voice. We're going to be our Tuesday night hoop talk. Going to have a big show. We're going to talk some about the NBA and what's going on there with the standings, who's playing well. We're going to talk Trae Young getting traded from Atlanta to Washington. We'll also give you guys a heads up, which I put it in our chat, but we're going to be talking one-on-one matchups that we would love to see or we would pay to see. And I'll just give you guys what I'm kind of looking at. Don't necessarily have to be a one-on-one game. It could be for one of mine. I have Larry Bird versus Steph Curry and a 3-point shooting contest. So things like that. So be creative, and we'll be talking about that. Also, this list is going to be a good one, guys. We got another top 10 list, top 10 most clutch players in NBA history, and this list is fire. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see if you guys can guess these, and so it's going to be a good show. So check that out again, Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Joe had one question for you, Tony and Gonzo. He says, "Why is Monday Night Raw on this early?" I don't know the answer.
They are in Germany, so it's not on. It is on Netflix at 2 p.m. But you can watch it afterwards. But yeah, it's because they're in overseas right now.
Okay.
And
There you go, Joe.
It's going to be
They're on
that
your
way
side of the
next week,
world.
too. It's going to be that way next week too.
Nice.
They're on a European tour right now.
Nice. There you go, Joe. They're on your time now. Man, what a time to be alive. If you guys enjoyed today's comments and commentary, Joe, we appreciate you hanging out. Frankie, man, appreciate you. And everybody else, man, we appreciate all the comments. Check us out. Like Tony said, Tuesday night hoops. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a good time. If you guys have any other questions, leave it in the comments and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.